Welcome back to Develop an Aircraft series. So where would we leave off? I was trying to fix this. There's lots of vertices in there. Hopefully you guys don't have the same problem. If you do have this problem, um, the only thing I can suggest is if we go into wireframe mode and we'll zoom in a bit so it's not so crazy looking. If you delete from say these from all this here, delete these two, delete that and that, and then pull this across to, or even you can even delete that one because that looks like it's going to be dodgy as well, and then just pull that back across and merge here. It should get rid of it, but I'm not going to do that. If I do it, I'll do it off screen, and we'll see how it goes. We're going to finish off this landing gear today. This nose gear here. I made it a little bit bigger, just so it matches the background image there. It's about right, I would say. And we will tinker around with some detail, perhaps. I'm not too sure, but that's the plan. The plan of action for today, anyway. So it is. Excuse me. Right. So you can do a lot more detail here. You can put in shock absorbers. You can even animate the shock absorbers for landing and stuff. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to release this. I don't think it would be good enough for a release anyway. We're going to do a little bit of detail. So if we go into this ring, we'll press A, go into edit mode. You can stay in solid mode if you wish, because we're just working on this bad boy here. And what I want to do is I want to extrude on x-axis, bring it out to about there. So it's not all the way in, it's just sitting nicely. And then we're going to scale it. I'm going to scale it out until it matches the tire, and yeah, that'll do there. And then we'll swing around to the other side. We'll select these bad boys. You just want them. You don't want the one behind it. And we're going to do the same. So we're going to extrude on the x-axis to about there. Scale it out. And that's a basic shape. That's basic. That's all you need to do. You can stick a loop cut, do the same on the other side. You can even put little bolts in if you wanted. It's entirely up to yourself, but that's all I'm doing. So I want to check a subsurf here. That's 2, so you can have it nice and smooth if you wanted, or you could hit smooth. I think that looks more appropriate, and I'll do the same for that. I'll just hit smooth. Yeah. Now, before we go on, one thing we've got to keep on top of is if you click this wheel and you look at its scale, you can see that the scale is not set to 1. Every object has to have a scale of 1. So Control and A and hit scale will reset everything back to 1. So fuselage, you name it, you scale it. And it's actually best to, once you've finished tweaking it about and moving and messing around with this objects and stuff like resizing, moving around, just check its scale. I know I haven't done the engines because I'm going to do a bit more work to them. We're going to set up the parenting for these wheels. The way I'm going to do it is if we go 1, 2, join, set origin to geometry. Wait, where did that go? It's way over there. Oh, right, okay, because that's P, I'm just doing the tab, P selection, there we go, right. So that's one object, and we want to set that origin to there, so slap bang in the middle. Okay. So get that, we're going to smooth that off, and we're going to click that, and we're going to smooth that off. And I'm going to go click, click, and we're going to join that as one object. We're also going to go, and we need to move the origin to the top there. So I'm going to we'll hide the fuselage for now because we don't need to see that. Tab A, B, select that, and I want to do, how do you move? I've already forgotten how to move the what was it? No. Shift S. So if we go Shift S, cursor to, what was it? No, not center. To selected. There we go. Go out of edit mode. Click and then do origin to 3D. Now this is just me setting up for the eventuality of animations. So it's going to pivot on that point there. So I'll just do it again just so you know. So select the object, go into edit mode, select these top vertices, do Shift S, cursor to selected, and it will move the pivot point, the geometry to the top there. So it's nice and that's where we want it. Now we need to select our wheels, and then that, and press P, Shift parent, so it's Control and P, and you do to object. Click on the cylinder. I'm going to change that to nose underscore gear. Okay, so if I went to side view now, if we hit rotate, hit that rotate, Z axis, that's for turning. Rotate Y, no, X. There we go. So as you can see, it pivots onto that point. It doesn't go anywhere else, which is what we want. Now, if we bring back the fuselage, and we're gonna move these. So I've already moved the pivot point, but I don't. It's not acting where I need it to act. So one reason is just the way it is. You know, let me rotate it on the Z. You know, it'll go from that pivot point, but when we open and close, it's kind of funky. It's not pivoting on the point that we need it to pivot on. So one way to edit mode. One way to do that is if we go put our cursor here, Shift A, cube, scale it all the way down, and I want to scale on the Y, just make it a little bit longer, scale it down a bit more, and what I want to do is, if I remember this correctly, move it up here, put it up there, and I just want to set it where I want it to go. But I don't want it to be seen. Always rotate on the Z just to get it aligned. Do Shift D, Y, move it forward. Then we'll put that one in here, like so. Rotate that just so it matches the fuselage. And I probably rotated it. I did. Rotated it the wrong way. Same with that one. Okay, and just rotate that on the x-axis. Now, if I do this correctly, if I select both of these now, just push them both down, just so I don't lose the orientation that I've set, and we will scale that, and we'll scale these two as well. Move him to his correct position, which is something like that. Excuse me, mate. And then I want to join that to that, join that to that. No. It's not join someone. I want them to join. And I want to set their origin to geometry. And then them and that to control P to object. So wherever that goes, it goes without it being the same object. Move it up into position. Rotate on the x-axis. No. Rotate on the y-axis with it. Oh. And then just got to tinker with it. Get the pivot point exactly where I want it. So I'll put it back, move it down just so I can see what I'm doing. Edit mode. No, not on you. I don't want edit mode of you. Ah, bugger. There we go. Right. Because I wanted to rotate on that one. So I do. But what it should do is it's not doing that what I want it to. So just get off that. Drop to clear parent. Right. Put you back. Right. There we go. Right, it's rotating where I want it to rotate, on what I want it to rotate on. Now, of course, I'm making life a lot harder for myself, and I don't know why. Delete them two. Do a that and that. W subdivide that and that. Do Shift S. 3D cursor to selected. Out of edit mode. Set origin to 3D cursor. move object up into its new home. Rotate on the X. Sorry, rotate on the Y. I mean, the actual object itself is cut right in the reference image, so I could even do a loop cut. There. So if I do P selection, why are you? Yeah, this is the joy of it. We just got to figure out how to do it. Right. Edit mode. Control R. Just let me move over here so I see what I'm doing. Can I do one on this? I can. Right, okay. Right. Delete that bad boy. No. Shift D X. There we go. Right. And what do I do about there? Select that, select that, select that. So that's that object selected. P selection. Right. Tab out, tab out. So we've got two objects now. I want to set cursor to selected, out of edit mode, origin to 3D cursor, do the same for this one. Cursor to selected, out of edit mode, set origin to 3D cursor. Okay, we're getting there. It's taken a bit longer than I planned, but you know, it's just the way development is. So that's the first one in. I didn't get that first time, did I? Oh, must have. Right, I keep pressing that, and I shouldn't do. So that's our first landing gear sorted. I'll scale that on the y-axis to a smidge. Just to create that, and to save myself with any more hassle of guessing the loop cuts, Shift D X, move it across. Shift D X, move it across, and then all we've got to do is just plug up the hole, as well as do our hole, moving the 3D cursor and then setting its origin. Do the same with this one. 1, 2. Shift S. Cursor to selected. Tab. 3D cursor. And we're going to scale that on the X just a smidge. And do the same for that one. Okay. And then we're just going to label it, so nose, I'll just do G door, so I know it's for the nose gear door, and then do nose G door 1, and then nose G door 3, nose gear door, that's just the last one here, the nose gear G door 4 height. And that's fine. Rotate on the Y. Rotate on the Y. So they need a bit of tinkering, but other than that, we should be able to get it just fine. So we'll just open it now. And if you wanted to, you can just do an X, just spin it around a bit. Z, just to get it lined up. Do it from this angle, I can actually see what I'm doing. Yep. Yeah, so that's the start of our nose gear. It's not pretty, it's not great. I keep telling you this, I'm not a modeler, so this is just basic for me, and it'll do the job. Right, so now we've done that, we can make sure this is all scaled properly. So it'll show in Sim. Next is the rear landing gear, I believe. Which it is. So we're going to hide the fuselage again. And we're going to hide, what do we call this? A Taurus. Did I really call that a Taurus? Oh, okay. Right, so we'll keep that in actually, and we'll take that into wireframe mode. And you can't really see what we're going to have to do. The landing gear opens up from around here, and it brings out its landing gear doors to about here, which is also built into this. Right. This is going to be interesting. I've never actually attempted this before, so this will be this will be fun. Right, so I'm going to need this back, aren't I? Okay, right. Let me see. So, if we select no, I'll do single selection. U to U. As well as, let me see, U. No, I want this one. Right, hang on. Do it. It's gonna be fun. We want all them. Might as well get both sides. And then I want all them, all them. Let's select everything. I don't want everything. No. Unselect all them. I want up to about there, perhaps. And then them to there, to there, to there. Let's select all these inside it. Oops. That looks about right. Yeah. One way to find out is we'll go P selection, and then we'll go out of edit mode, and then tab at them bad boys. We can hide the Toros now because we're not using it, and we can go P selection on them. Okay, and we're gonna name this gear left, gear right, just so we know what they are. And so if we go to wireframe mode, yep, okay. Then we've just got to sort out their origin. Same as last time, so if we select that and that, cursor to selected, come out of edit mode and change it origin to there. Do the same for this one, so that one and that one. Shift S. Come out of edit mode. Origin cursor. Fantastic. So we've started on nose landing gear, and what we want to do now is bring back our Toros, not the fuselage, find our friend here, and I want to rotate Y. There we go. To about there, just something I can work with. And oh, we can actually rotate it a little bit more if you think about it. Hey, we're doing pretty well there. Got it first time. Length and all. I'm happy with that. Right, anyway, stop. Concentrate. Right. Now I could take those landing gear. So Shift and D on X axis. Move along to there. Where was it called? So it's called Taurus 002. And we're just going to find it, and I think it is in nose gear. Yep. So just drag it to just to close the parent. There is a shortcut for it, but I can't remember what it was. And I want to scale on the Z. Move it up a little bit. To about there. Shift D X. Do the same on the other side. So what we're doing now is we're putting these wheels where we want them. Actually, select both of these wheels because they're going to have to go in the same place. Like that. I'm going to scale on the Y axis to make it more rounder. They look a bit big, don't they? just a smidge. Scale them down a smidge. Okay. And we need to get his friend out. So just rotate on the Y. Get it about the same. I'll just do this, look. Oh no, I can't, can I? Ah, we'll just get it close enough, it'll do. Are they scaled? Yes, they're not. So we'll scale them again. And just connect them to this, and then they'll come in and out on their own. I'm only going to do basic. There's a basic landing here. I'm not going to go all out. If that's up to you guys. Actually, we need to change this to right wheel, and I'll just do R for rear, left wheel, rear. And that means I didn't label that one, did I? Nose wheel. There we go. Right. So what we need to do a shift A cylinder scaling. Scaled it more. One way to do this, like say you want to do shock absorbers, is you go into edit mode, deselect all, into Z, press B, select them, and extrude on the Z axis to about, I don't know, to about there maybe, and then press A, tap A, go back into wireframe mode, and then move it because it's not straight. About there, alright. Then do another shift A and another cylinder. Just get that down. And you want this one smaller than that one, not by much. Scale on the Z axis and do that. And if we want to do scalings, put it in the center as best you can. You can smooth it off now if you want. And then that's your basic shock absorber. Still doesn't look straight, does it? Oh, well, slap bang in the middle. So I'll laminate that, like, but well, I'll try to and show you how it works out. So when I get some detailing done on here, so I'm go back into that, back into that. I'll rotate it on X. Nope, I don't. I want to rotate it on Z. Nope, I want to rotate it on the Y. Yeah. So I'm gonna put that up there. Just so no one notices. You know, there's a horrible gap there. So it's basic. I'm not going all out. That's not the purpose of this. This was meant to be quicker than this, but you know me, I get carried away. Scale this bad boy down. Rotate X 90. Nope. Rotate Z 90. Nope. I'll get this. Rotate Y 90. There you go. Right. Scale it down a bit more. So about there. Oh, before we get if we go into wireframe mode now, it'll be easier to work out where we want it. Scale on the X. Put it out to about there. Okay. And if you really wanted, you could do like brake fluids and all kinds of stuff, like pipes and all that. It's just literally using these small cylinders and just going nuts with them. Essentially, that's all it is. So right, so we'll call this right shock. Right shock lower, and we can join them two together because it's only that one that will move up and down. And select them both, move them into position. So up there, I think. We'll get this. We'll rescale that so it sits nicely. And yep, that'll do for that. I think. Doesn't look. It's not exactly center. It's just a matter of moving the wheel now to its near enough center of that. Make sure it's not touching the well. Right. We'll select these, and just like last time, just scale it out. Make sure its scale is still 0, and we'll do the same on actually a bit of detailing. We'll scale that down. Select them. Scale them up. Make sure that's still 0. Oh, 1, sorry, on the scaling. And let me bring that back down. That'll do. And that's another landing gear done. And let's just literally copy these to that side. Rotate it by 180. Move it into position. And that's the second gear done. We just need to rename these to the left. Take out the 001. And then it's just a matter of setting the parentage up. So set that. Let's see if we can get this right. They parents of that. that parents to that, and that parents to that. So that parents to that, that parents to that with Control P, and finally the top parents to that. So if I've done it right, if I rotate on the Y, the whole shebang goes in like that. A little bit of clipping, but you know, we can deal with that. And that's how you do that. It's pretty even simply. The only thing that takes time is the actual modelling. You know, how much detail you want in it. You can get the images off Google and have fun with it. Really, it's essentially all you have to do. So well, I'm going to leave it at that because I've got assignments to do. Joys. You can tiggle around with this to hide the hole. You're essentially just getting these vertices but get all the outside ones and then just push them in and close them off. Make it look like a wheel well. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Tomorrow we will either do the engines or doors. The doors will be a pain, especially this one, because of all this mess going on here. I'll have to fix that before we do the doors. So yeah, other than that, we are making good progress. So yeah, I'll leave it at this, and we can